Hello, second grade scientists, and welcome to another science lesson. Today, we are going to do a flower observation and take a close look at a flower before you dive inside tomorrow during science lab. Since it's our first week back after winter break, let's remind ourselves what we know about plants already. So, turn and tell someone at home everything you remember learning about plants and flowers. We've talked about the life cycle of a plant. We've talked about the different parts of a plant. We've talked about pollination. Why don't you pause the video, try and talk about everything you remember, and when you're ready, hit play. Excellent, friends. I'm sure you remember so much about what plants need, how they grow, the different parts, and so much more. Well, today we're going to dive in and take a real close look at a flower. So let's observe a flower closely and see what we can observe. You will need some materials for this activity. First, you'll want a flower that you can pick from your garden or in your neighborhood, a hand lens, if you have one. A hand lens is also known as a magnifying glass. There's a worksheet that you can print to complete this activity, or you can always do it on another piece of paper. The worksheet looks like this: flower observation, and there's a few questions for you. And you'll need a pencil. If you can't find a flower in your garden or neighborhood, I will have pictures of some different flowers that you can use to do this observation. Go gather your materials, and when you're ready, hit play. Get ready to take a real close look at your flower. Here we go. The first thing you're going to do is observe and draw. I want you to observe your flower closely. Use your hand lens or magnifying glass if you have one. After you observe, draw a detailed picture of your flower on your worksheet or other piece of paper and label any parts you recognize. If you're using a picture here on our screen, you can please label your flower on your worksheet. This is an alstroemeria. This one right here is a lily. Down here we have a daffodil. And right here we have an iris. Choose one, tell me which flower it is you're looking at, and then do your detailed drawing. I recommend pausing the video to observe closely and draw your flower. Then when you're ready, hit play. All right, scientists, if you're back, you have taken the time to observe your flower, draw a nice diagram, picture of your flower on your worksheet, and labeling any parts that you recognize. Here's what we're going to do next. We're going to look specifically at some flower characteristics. You're going to focus on the following characteristics of your flower. I want you to look very closely at your flower's color, any pattern your flower might have, the shape of your flower, and the smell of your flower. You're going to take some time to really look closely at these 4 characteristics. Then on your worksheet or on your piece of paper, I want you to write down one observation for each characteristic that you notice while observing your flower. On the worksheet, you have this handy table here. On your own paper, you can make a table just like this, or write the characteristic and then right next to it, jot down an observation. For those of you who are using a picture of a flower to do your observation, think about what you already know about the smell of flowers and jot down an observation that you remember, that you know about how flowers smell. You can pause the video, take a real close look at these characteristics, and jot down an observation for color, pattern, shape, and smell. Once you have that filled out, hit play and we'll carry on. Excellent work diving deeper into your flower, scientists, and really looking at these characteristics. The last part of our lesson today is to choose one of those characteristics, either the color, the pattern, the shape, or smell of your flower, and think about why your flower looks or smells that way. Why is that characteristic so important for your flower? How does that characteristic help your flower grow and survive? On your worksheet or on your paper, jot down your thought right down here at the bottom. Why one of these characteristics, how it helps your flower grow and survive. Pause the video and write down a nice sentence, and when you're ready, hit play. All right, second grade scientists, excellent work today. Keep that flower nearby because tomorrow in science lab, you will dissect a flower with Mrs. Ibrahim. I'm not sure what kind of a flower she's going to have for you, but she'll have something for you to look inside your flower and learn even more about the different parts of a flower. Excellent work today, scientists, and until next time, stay curious.